All right, so today we're diving deep into prepping for a biology technician interview, and we've got some great resources to help us do just that.
Oh yeah, some really good stuff.
We've got excerpts from RoleCatcher's career and interview guides,
Yeah.
and we've even got their question repository. So
Nice.
this isn't just going to be some generic advice.
Yeah.
This is going to be laser focused to help you stand out as a candidate.
So what I think is really cool about this role is the variety that it offers. You could be in a research lab,
Right.
a pharmaceutical company, maybe even out in the field.
Totally. And it's not just a one-size-fits-all, which I think is perfect for our listener.
Yeah.
They're all about exploring those options.
Yeah.
But before we jump into those interview questions, I think it would be really helpful to paint a picture of what a typical day might look like for a biology technician.
The guides really highlight a blend of hands-on lab work, meticulous data collection and analysis, and even, making sure that the lab is running smoothly. It's a role that requires both those technical skills, but also a sharp mind.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of skills, the guide emphasizes that it's not just about knowing your way around a microscope.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
communication, analytical thinking
Yeah,
are key.
for sure.
And even math plays a surprisingly big role.
You got it.
All right, so let's get to the heart of this deep dive, those interview questions.
Absolutely. Let's tackle these strategically and really focus on what interviewers are truly looking for.
Okay, first up, can you describe your experience with laboratory equipment, such as microscopes and centrifuges? It seems pretty straightforward, but what's the underlying message here?
So they really want to gauge your comfort level with the tools of the trade. It's about showing them that you've got that practical experience, not just theoretical knowledge.
Okay, so instead of just like listing equipment, I should talk about specific instances where I've used them.
Exactly. So for example, instead of just saying, I've used a centrifuge, you could say something like, during my research project on bacterial growth, I used a centrifuge to separate cell components at various speeds, allowing me to isolate specific proteins for analysis. See the difference?
Wow, yeah, that's much more impactful. It's like painting a picture of you confidently handling that equipment, understanding its applications.
Precisely. And, if they follow up with something like, what challenges have you faced using centrifuges? You're ready with that specific anecdote about troubleshooting or optimizing settings?
Oh, that's such a good point.
Mm-hmm.
So being prepared for those follow-up questions is key. Okay, let's move on to the next one. How do you maintain accurate records of your laboratory work? This one feels like it's about more than just being organized.
You're right, it is. It's about showcasing your meticulousness, your attention to detail, all those essential qualities for ensuring data integrity in a lab setting.
Okay, so should I mention like specific methods I use, like labeling samples or double-checking calculations?
Absolutely. Highlighting those details is going to paint a picture of you as someone who is not only organized, but also committed to accuracy. And you could even mention any software or systems you've used for record keeping.
Okay, so something like, I maintain detailed lab notebooks, using a specific numbering system for samples and cross-referencing with electronic spreadsheets for data analysis. I also make it a habit to double-check all calculations to minimize errors.
Perfect. That showcases a systematic approach and that focus on accuracy. Now imagine the interviewer follows up with, have you ever had to deal with the data discrepancy? How did you handle it? You're ready to demonstrate your problem-solving skills too.
Brilliant, I love that. Thinking a step ahead with those potential follow-up questions, that can make a huge difference. Okay, next question. How do you ensure the safety of yourself and others in the laboratory? Obviously, safety is paramount. But how do I answer this without just like listing basic protocol?
Yeah, it's really about demonstrating a proactive mindset and a genuine commitment to safety culture. So you can mention your familiarity with protocols, of course, but go beyond that. Talk about actively identifying potential hazards, maybe speaking up if you see something unsafe, or even taking initiative in safety training sessions.
Okay, so I could say something like, I always double-check chemical labels and ensure proper waste disposal. But I also make a point of reminding colleagues about wearing protective gear, even for like seemingly simple tasks.
Yeah.
I believe that consistent vigilance is key to maintaining a safe lab environment.
Excellent. That shows that you're not just following the rules, but you're actively contributing to that culture of safety. Now, what if the interviewer asks, tell me about a time you identified a potential safety hazard. What did you do? Like say, you've got a compelling example ready to go.
I love this approach of anticipating those follow-ups. Okay, moving on to a more technical question. Can you describe your experience with data analysis software, such as Excel or R?
So this is your chance to showcase your data analysis skills. which are increasingly important for biology technicians. Don't just say you're proficient. Talk about specific projects, where you've used these programs, mentioning the types of analyses you performed, or any advanced features that you've mastered.
So instead of saying, I'm good at Excel, I can say, in my previous role, I used Excel to create charts and graphs to track bacterial growth rates under different experimental conditions. I also used pivot tables to summarize large data sets and identify trends.
Exactly. And if they ask, have you ever had to clean or manipulate messy data? What steps did you take? You can then talk about your problem solving and data handling skills.
Okay, I am definitely seeing the value in having those detailed examples and being ready for those like curveball questions. This is already so helpful.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI tools can be incredibly useful in tailoring your answers to specific job roles.
Oh, right. I almost forgot about that. How exactly does that work?
So their AI can actually analyze your answers, identify areas for improvement, and even suggest ways to incorporate keywords relevant to the specific biology technician position you're applying for.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's like having a personalized coach helping you craft the perfect response for each question.
Exactly. And their video practice feature lets you record yourself answering questions and receive AI-powered feedback on your delivery, your body language, your overall presentation.
So you can really fine-tune those interview skills and boost your confidence before the big day.
Absolutely. But for now, let's get back to those interview questions. Ready for the next one?
Definitely bring it on.
Okay, so let's keep going with this deep dive and getting you ready to ace that biology technician interview.
Okay.
Remember, preparation is key, and understanding the nuances of each question is so important.
Right. It's not just about reciting textbook answers. It's about showcasing your skills and experience in a way that resonates with the interviewer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's tackle a question that often trips people up. Can you describe a time you had to troubleshoot a problem in the lab? What steps did you take?
Oh, that's a tricky one.
It is.
It's not just about knowing the answer. It's about, like, showing how you think and problem solve.
Exactly. Interviewers really want to see those analytical skills and your ability to, like, think critically under pressure.
So should I have a specific example ready to go? Like a time a piece of equipment malfunctioned or an experiment yielded unexpected results?
Absolutely. Walk them through the situation, explain the problem that you encountered, the steps you took to diagnose it, and the solution that you ultimately implemented. Really highlight your thought process, the resources that you consulted, and the importance of, meticulous documentation.
Okay, so something like, during a cell culture experiment, I noticed contamination in one of my flasks. I immediately isolated the affected flask, reviewed my sterile technique procedures, and consulted with senior lab members. We ultimately identified a minor breach in the laminar flow hood, which we promptly addressed. This experience reinforced the importance of maintaining a sterile environment and seeking guidance when facing unexpected challenges.
That's a fantastic example.
Okay.
It really demonstrates those problem-solving skills, your commitment to safety, and your ability to learn from mistakes.
So what if they follow up with, like, what did you learn from that experience? Then I could talk about, like, the importance of attention to detail, proactive communication, or continuous learning.
Exactly. It's all about showcasing those valuable soft skills that are essential for success in any lab environment.
Yeah. Okay, this is really helping me shift my mindset from simply answering questions to presenting myself as a, like, capable and well-rounded candidate.
That's the key. Now let's dive into another question that often comes up. Tell me about a time you had to work as part of a team to achieve a goal. This one is all about collaboration.
Right. And teamwork is so crucial in a lab setting. Everyone relies on each other to achieve those common goals.
Absolutely. Interviewers want to see that you can effectively communicate, delegate tasks, and contribute to a positive and productive team environment.
So should I have a specific research project or lab assignment in mind where collaboration was, like, key to success?
Definitely. Describe the project, highlight your specific role and responsibilities, and explain how you worked with your team members to overcome challenges and achieve that desired outcome.
Okay, so for example, I could say, during my undergraduate research project on plant genetics, I was responsible for DNA extraction and analysis. I collaborated closely with my teammates who were handling plant breeding and phenotypic data collection. We had regular meetings to share progress, troubleshoot problems, and ensure our efforts were aligned. This experience taught me the importance of clear communication, mutual respect, and shared responsibility in a team setting.
Excellent. You've clearly demonstrated your ability to work collaboratively. and contribute to that team effort.
Okay.
Now imagine the interviewer follows up with, was there ever a time you disagreed with a teammate's approach? How did you handle it?
I'll
You're ready to showcase those conflict resolution skills as well.
Right. I see. So being prepared for those deeper follow-up questions, it really adds another layer to my preparation. It's not just about the initial answer. It's about showcasing the depth of my experience.
Precisely. Yeah.
Now, before we move on to the next question, let's briefly touch on how RoleCatcher's AI tools can help you kind of refine your answers. Oh, right. So we talked about how their AI can provide feedback on individual answers. But can it also help with tailoring my responses to emphasize teamwork skills?
Absolutely. So their AI algorithms can analyze your answers, identify areas where you can strengthen that emphasis on collaboration, and even suggest specific keywords or phrases that align with the teamwork values outlined in the job description.
That's incredibly helpful.
It is.
It's like having a personalized coach who understands the nuances of the specific role I'm applying for.
Exactly. It's all about presenting yourself as the ideal candidate. And these AI tools can be incredibly powerful for achieving that.
Okay.
Now, let's get back to those interview questions. Ready for the next one?
Absolutely. What else do we have?
So let's shift gears a bit and tackle a question that focuses on your career aspirations. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This one is all about demonstrating your ambition and career goals.
Ooh, this question always makes me a little nervous. It feels like they're looking for a specific answer, but I'm not sure what they want to hear.
It's not about having a perfectly mapped out plan, but rather showcasing your ambition, your commitment to professional growth, and how your goals align with the company's mission.
So, should I talk about specific roles I'd like to progress to, or skills I hope to acquire?
Absolutely. You can mention your interest in specializing in a particular area of biology, pursuing advanced certifications, or even taking on leadership roles within the lab.
Okay, so something like, in 5 years, I see myself as a highly skilled biology technician, specializing in molecular biology techniques. I'm eager to contribute to groundbreaking research, perhaps focusing on gene editing or personalized medicine. I'm also keen to develop my leadership skills and mentor junior technicians, fostering a collaborative and innovative lab environment.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It clearly demonstrates your ambition, your interest in continuous learning, and your alignment with the company's, potential research focus.
And what if they follow up with what steps are you taking to achieve those goals? Then I'm ready to showcase my proactive approach to professional development.
Exactly. You can talk about specific courses you're taking, conferences you're attending, or even professional organizations you've joined to, stay updated on industry trends.
I see. It's all about showcasing your commitment to growth and your willingness to invest in your career.
Exactly. And remember, employers are looking for individuals who are passionate about their field and eager to contribute to the company's success.
This is really helpful. I'm starting to feel much more confident and prepared for those challenging interview questions.
Good. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI tools can provide valuable feedback on your answers, helping you refine your responses and tailor them to the specific job you're applying for.
Right. Their AI can analyze my answers and suggest ways to incorporate keywords or phrases that align with the company's values and research focus.
Precisely.
Okay.
It's like having a personalized coach helping you craft the perfect response for each question.
Yeah.
Now, are you ready for another round of interview practice?
Bring it on. I'm feeling much more prepared now. That's the next question.
Okay, so we've really covered a lot of ground here prepping for that biology technician interview. But before we wrap up, I kind of want to shift gears from those specific questions and think more about the bigger picture of building a successful career in this field.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. It's one thing to ace that interview, but it's equally important to understand that career trajectory and the steps you can take to really thrive in this role.
Right, and speaking of thriving, the RoleCatcher Career Guide actually outlines different stages of a biology technician's career, from entry-level to leadership positions.
Oh, wow.
And what I think is really fascinating is that it's not a linear path. There are so many opportunities for specialization and growth.
Yeah, absolutely. At that entry level, it's really about building a solid foundation, mastering those core lab techniques, and just gaining that practical experience. But as you progress, you can specialize in areas like molecular biology, cell culture, or even bioinformatics, which, as we discussed, is becoming increasingly important. And the guide even mentions pursuing advanced certifications or degrees to kind of boost your credentials and open up those new opportunities.
Right, and that's what's so cool about this field. It's not just about following a set trajectory. It's about shaping your own path. and contributing to those scientific advancements that really resonate with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of shaping your path, the guide highlights the importance of showcasing your capabilities, not just on your resume, but also through building a portfolio of projects, publications, or even presentations.
Totally. It's about going beyond just listing skills and showcasing tangible evidence of your expertise. It's like building a story of your scientific journey and the value you bring to the table.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI tools can be incredibly valuable through this whole process.
Absolutely. From tailoring your resume to specific job roles, to providing feedback on your interview answers, and even helping you discover relevant professional development opportunities. Their AI is designed to support you at every stage of your career journey.
Wow, it's like having a personalized career advisor in your pocket.
Exactly. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listener with one final thought. The field of biology is dynamic. It's constantly evolving, embracing that spirit of continuous learning, being adaptable, and staying curious. Those are going to be the keys to not just surviving, but really thriving in this exciting field.
I think that's a perfect note to end on. We covered a lot today, from dissecting those tricky interview questions to exploring those long-term career possibilities for a biology technician.
Yes, and remember, thorough preparation, understanding what interviewers are truly looking for, and showcasing those unique skills and experiences. Those are really the foundations for a successful interview. And beyond the interview, continuous learning and a proactive approach to career development will really set you apart in this dynamic field.
So, to our listener who's ready to embark on this exciting journey as a biology technician, we say, go forth, ace those interviews, and never stop exploring the fascinating world of science.